Beep, boop, bop, 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 beep.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Awkard Tea Party. Hope you guys are having an amazing December so far, with all things considered. Today, it is back. We're back to answering some
random questions.
I like that we're both wearing black. We're both wearing the blue and purple, except we have clearly distinct messages.
Hold on.
So we've been on a roll with these video podcasts lately. Like, I think after we recently did Taking an L. Then there's this one. Next week is the Christmas podcast. We did that live, but it's coming out next week. And then we have a very fun 2021 podcast coming up. So we have a lot of video podcasts. And if you guys are watching this on my YouTube, comment down below if you guys are enjoying the video podcast and you guys are enjoying seeing Maxine, her actual face, instead of, giving you guys witty remarks on my comments. So today we're going to be answering some random questions. We did this before, and we did this with Temper Tantrum. This episode might get weird in regards to the questions, especially when I did this with Temper Tantrum. We went from like the importance of human tribalism, in a sense, quote unquote, to debating if we would ever let our kids marry an AI robot. So this is be prepared for the roller coaster, and we are sober for this one. So,
well.
All right, you want to take it away with your question?
Oh, you want me to do the first question?
Yes.
All right, let's start light. It's a pretty light question. Do you care about fashion?
Do I care about fashion? Oh.
What style of clothes do you usually wear? Want to answer that?
Okay, do I care about fashion? Not really, not anymore. I maybe late 2008, but I'm 2000 and late.
No.
Yeah, I don't really care about fashion anymore. The things I really wear are sweats and what are these track pants that you got me?
Joggers,
sweater shirts.
Nothing with a buckle and a button.
Yeah. I mean, I only wear those if I really need to, but considering it's 2020 and I don't have to go into actual meetings in offices, I've just been comfortable. I haven't been in front of the camera, just behind it, so I've just been chilling. So
true.
You?
Me. Well, I kind of still do, in a sense. I kind of still do in a way, but I don't know. I mean, I do. Yes, that's a yes. Pre-2018, I was always... Here's the thing. I've completely forgone jeans ever since 2016. I've completely forgone jeans. Jeans are a nightmare. Never wear them. I've forgone real pants. And I used to be that person that was like, leggings aren't pants. Yes, the fuck they are. Because I discovered the beauty of leggings and how much breathing room it gives me when I eat. Because I like to eat. And also, being over the age of 21 already, it was like I was like 25, so it was just like, it was my metabolism was going not so well, so, and it's obviously being spurred on by drinking. So yeah, I mean, my opinions on clothing have changed, but I still try to wear what I like, and I guess what I like can sometimes be flashy, sometimes it's not.
Yeah,
I think it's all on, it depends on what I'm doing. Like when I was still going into the office pre-2018, I was still, I would literally just wear heels, dresses, skirts, leggings, all of that. And then Emeroy and I reconnected back in 2017.
Yeah, and she became a big girl.
Not yet. Like we saw each other. I was like a maxi skirt. I had a flannel tied around my waist. I had a crop top on and a jean jacket.
Wait, when was this? 2008?
2017.
2017. No, you did. Yeah, you're right.
You're gonna question me on knowing what I wore
for some reason.
You're thinking about 2008 me, where I was wearing the fucking puffy vest with a fur on it.
No, for some reason I had the image of you wearing the yellow dress.
What yellow dress?
I think you tried it on one time. And I was like, hot. The polka dot dress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never wore it around you.
Yeah, I know. I remember I see it.
Oh yeah, those like that like mustard yellow with black polka dots. Yeah, I sized out of that one. I put it in donation. I put it. I donated that. I wore it one New Year's Eve when I was like 24. But yeah, so yeah, I was wearing that. I was like in these like chunky lug sole boots, like the lace up boots, and yeah, and then I think it was after I came back from my trip to LA back in January 2018 that I was just like, fuck it, sweatpants everywhere. I like my place of work, as long as you're not naked. And then like and it's not like I was wearing like like worn out looking sweats. It's not like I was wearing worn out looking t-shirts or sweaters or whatever. I was wearing like nice ones, but they were comfortable. I was wearing like expensive athleisure, not expensive, but like expensive looking athleisure.
Yeah, expensive looking.
Thanks, Amazon. But yeah, and and then every now and then I'll still like dress up or whatever. I'll still wear heels every now and then, and I'm just like, this is pointless. I mean, I went to a couple of like formal things for work. Like there was a banquet, so it was like, I guess I had to actually like dress up. One of them I had to wear Spanx for because the dress was actually pretty form-fitting. And I was like, why did I pick this dress? But whatever. And there was one that was for work. It was like a luncheon it was like a work conference or whatever. My boss essentially signed me up for it. So she's like, you're going. I'm like, okay. So, and I was like, what's people wearing these? She's like, oh, just kind of like business casual. I'm like, I don't know honestly, I don't know what business casual is. Is it
business
nice?
Cash?
Is it like a nice pair of pants and a nice blouse? Is it, I mean, yes, it is, but like, I don't know where it ends. I don't know where business casual and business and then casual like start or end. So I was like, fuck it. I had this dress with like a Peter Pan collar, like that like nice big white collar, and it's black, but like it's sleeveless, but it was like January already. It was still January, so it's cold. So I just like put on a black like cardigan that like went down to almost the same length as a dress. And then I wore, instead of wearing tights, I wore long black socks and like black ankle boots with like the chunky heels, like you know which ones. And essentially I wore my Wednesday Addams costume to a work conference.
I remember that one.
I wore it to a work conference. I didn't do the hair, but and then nobody spotted it until I posted it on Instagram. And then they were just like, and then, my boss was like, holy shit, I didn't realize that. I just thought it was a really cute outfit. I was like, was I overdressed? She was like, just a touch. I'm like, on brand for me. So I'm always, like, just because I kind of stopped, not that I stopped caring. That's just because I've become a little bit more comfortable and casual doesn't mean I don't care. There's still intent there to be just a touch overdressed.
Just a touch.
Just a little bit. Just by a little bit. Not by a lot anymore. Like I don't want to be that asshole.
Okay. The one that comes overdressed.
Yeah, always. Like I mean, yeah, I'm always gonna be overdressed, but like just by teeny bit. It's just like, oh, maybe if she didn't wear those shoes, maybe she didn't wear that sweater or whatever. Like one thing just sets it over the edge. But yeah, those are the type of clothes I usually wear. Everything, essentially. Anything and everything I want. But it's mostly oversized and blobby. Like this.
Look at her. This is beautiful.
Death. This is what it means to go even further beyond.
Okay, so next, my question.
Your question.
Do you think people read more or fewer books now than 50 years ago?
Ooh, I read a lot. I read a lot less now. I mean, how many years ago was it? It doesn't matter.
Than from 50 years ago. Like
50 years ago?
Yeah, this generation versus the generation from 50 years ago.
I mean, technically, there's more literate people in this generation. So we tend to read more books. They're probably ebooks.
Yeah.
This generation tends to read more. Doesn't have to necessarily be books, though. It's articles. True. It's, it's articles. It's listicles, it's articles, it's all like it's tweets, it's all that. It's like this generation is just more like just by sheer numbers and technicality, because education's gotten a lot better and more accessible to all classes of people.
Yeah.
Like I feel like because this generation is a lot more literate than the previous one, but like if we're talking about books, I'm pretty sure they read more books back then because that's all they had.
That's true.
That's not all they had. 50 years ago, they had TV, movies, and shit.
Yeah.
But people still like books.
Yeah.
I think they like books more than they did this new media.
Yeah, that's right. I agree. I think if there was no other options aside from books, and that's about it. Now we have, like what you said, ebooks, or for me, I use audiobooks. I don't even know if that counts as reading. So
That's true. You listen to it.
yeah, so it's like kind of outsourcing the reading for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's listicles, articles, all the shit on Facebook, the feeds. So there's definitely a lot more information being thrown at us now at the palm of our hands compared to back then, where it was like it was an option to go to a book, an option to go get to get a newspaper and read it. Now it's like we're like people have developed an addiction to see all this information.
If you had a walkout song, like an intro song, what would it be every time you entered a room?
Oh man, like for anything?
I mean, that's that was the question. So I'm assuming if you were in a movie, or literally if life was a musical, or life was the WWE.
It would be Welshie Arms Legendary.
Okay.
Yeah, just like that song occasionally gets me amped as fuck to work out.
Mine would be the Monster Mash.
Oh god.
I was walking in late one night. Why would be the Monster Mash?
I think people would be very genuinely confused.
Exactly. What that's all I hope for ever in life, that people are confused by my existence. It's like, why does she exist? How does she exist? Who let her exist? Yeah, that sort of thing.
Is that your question? Oh, my.
That was your turn.
Okay, my question is, okay, how do you think traveling to a lot of different countries changes a person?
I mean, it definitely, I think a lot of people would agree on this. It definitely gives them a better view of the world, how other cultures work, especially if you are living in like a melting pot kind of country, like the UK, the United States. Pretty much everywhere is a melting pot at this point, but like definitely the big ones are like the UK, the United States, and all that. Like it's especially like the United States. This is a country of immigrants, and like if only people knew how other cultures worked, we might either get along better. There's a better chance for everybody to kind of get along better. You don't have to like each other, but you're just gonna have to be like, all right, like that's how their culture works. Leave it alone. Like, and then there's other cultures that are still like a little behind on the progressiveness of time, like, with women being given more power to make decisions for themselves. There's still cultures that don't do that. You can't, there's other cultures that are like, like in South Africa, that are still pretty racist against Black people. And like Trevor Noah's like talks about it all the time, for like especially in his book Born a Crime, like because he's half Black and he's half white, so essentially he couldn't speak to his grandmother on the Black side, essentially, because it would be a crime punishable by law, essentially, or something like that.
Really? Shit.
Yeah, that's why he said born a crime, because that wasn't supposed to happen. He was not supposed to happen.
Wow. Holy shit.
But yeah, so there's see, you're like, I didn't go there, but like, like it's something I learned just from somebody from that country talking. Yeah. And then there's things with all the Korean media I consume, not just K-pop. Like there's so many things about Korea that like I'm learning. Apparently, your blood type is very important when it comes to being in a relationship with someone. You have to be compatible all the way down to your blood type.
Really? What's in case like they're dying and you can donate your blood?
I don't even know. Like there's something about like no. I think people of certain blood types have some sort of personality attached to it.
It sounds like freaking horoscopes.
It's yeah, essentially, but also
Horoscopes
like
with blood. Dang.
yeah.
That
Bloodoscope.
I would be more inclined to believe bloodoscopes over horoscopes.
Like there was somebody, a friend of mine sent me a tweet that said I called my mom to ask her what exactly what time I was born. My mom goes, break up with her now. It's essentially like the person this guy's dating or about to date is asking for his exact day and time of birth to read his moon sign and his star sign and whatever the fuck.
I forgot.
I mean, if you're into that, you're into that. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not. Don't try to pin down my personality just because I was born a certain day and the sun was in a certain spot.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like I don't believe it, but I'm open to like the idea of it. The way I think of it is like a recipe of creation. If there is a God and all that stuff, and he's trying to create the perfect recipe for this particular person and time, it'd be like here's it's almost like, you know, aligning the stars, getting the different thing, prepping the things you need to create this human being, so to speak. So like, and that's how I interpreted it. I don't believe it, but I'm intrigued by it. I'm like, oh, like these
personality and behavior are the results of nature and nurture.
So
of where I grew up and who I grew up with.
So yeah, I mean, there's that as well, but I definitely like I interpreted it that way, and I thought it was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Looking at it to bake this person in the oven, so to speak, and then everything else is whatever happens in life. So I think that's I don't believe it, but it's an interesting interpretation on my end to make it seem like, because there's this whole talk of like the universe is all that stuff with what some people believe. So I'm like, okay, why wouldn't it, you know? And this is just random questions in my thoughts in my head, like, okay, you know, why would not the universe try to use these little parts, ingredients, so to speak, as a recipe to create you?
Because the universe is so vast, they don't really care about puny humans.
So, or do they? I don't know. Like, there's so much.
We're all space dust to them.
So,
and it's not even a living entity; it's a thing that we are in.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely interpretations of just like it is what it is, and then there's people who believe that there is something greater. Obviously, there is a literal thing greater than us, but then there's the figurative
called the universe,
and then there's the figurative version of what people call the universe or God or Buddha or Krishna, whatever they believe in. So it's like it's interesting, and it kind of
it's exactly that. If you only knew about other cultures, you would be able to get a full understanding on how some people work. But it's not an excuse to act like that. Just because the culture in your country doesn't deal with women, I don't give a fuck. You're gonna talk to me. Like, just because you don't believe a woman can hold a position of power in your country, well, guess what? I do. Well, not in this country. Like, I don't have a position of power, but like, you know, I am the manager, motherfucker.
Yeah, like how do I think traveling to a lot of different countries? I think it definitely gives perspective. So I think it changes a person. How do I think? It just gives them a different perspective. It literally opens their eyes to what Maxine said, what people believe in. Because once, you know, you're in a culture, you're in a place of where people do things differently against like what you believe in, you can either resist it or you can go along with it. And then one of my favorite things, I think, I forgot what book it was from. I think it was like, when in Rome, do what the Romans do.
Yeah, and then when they it literally and it just got reduced to when in Rome.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, okay, there was another one where it's, you know, like a complete, and the thing is, it was like mind-boggling how that whole thread wasn't ironic. It was so I followed this like Doctor Who page or whatever, and somebody posted like a screenshot with subtitles of Jenna Coleman, who played a companion on Doctor Who, and she said, because she's English, she said Happy Christmas and Happy New Year, because in the UK and some other parts of the world they say Happy Christmas. They don't say Merry Christmas. They say Happy Christmas.
Oh.
And then, like, you know, people are just like, excuse me, it's Merry Christmas. And everyone's like, not in the UK, it's not. And then here's the thing. You're going to argue with people that literally originated the language of English. You're
Mhm.
gonna tell English people how to speak English? It's literally
Fair.
in their name. Like merry and happy kind of mean the same thing.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, here they mean the exact same thing. Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, same thing. It's a cultural thing. Like, because American media has permeated most of the world in the Philippines and every other Christmas celebrating country or groups of people that celebrate Christmas in other countries that speak English, they
Mhm.
say Merry Christmas. But in the UK and maybe some other parts of the world, they say Happy Christmas. And that was, I was like looking through it. I was like, why? And the thing is, if these people follow this particular page, I'm assuming they consume a lot of other British media, and they've consumed many an episode of Doctor Who where they say Happy Christmas.
Oh, did they say it in the show? I don't watch the show.
Well, it's British, so yeah, they say Happy Christmas.
Okay.
They watched Harry Potter, the first freaking, the first one or the second one. They say Happy freaking Christmas because they're British.
Ah.
But like, yeah, like you don't have to, like the thing is, like even now, like you don't have to travel the world to know how some people, like how some of the cultures are. You literally just have to research the
Or-
country.
Or just watch videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
I learned that much about Korea by just watching videos.
Yeah. So yeah, I think definitely traveling can affect a person. The one thing the videos don't really provide is like the actual experience of
The
it.
actual experience, yeah.
Like that for me when I went to Jamaica to help. I'm not gonna go to it, but like I went to Jamaica. It was humbling coming from like LA City kid to third world country, not having much, staying in an orphanage, no internet or electricity, MySpace. Yeah, it was MySpace at the time. So it was just humbling. So which was good, but it was also like, and then it was humbling, but also like it was one of the most relaxed times being away from technology. Everything just felt simple. So, and I felt very similar, though I had more technology when I went back home to the Philippines, and I did have internet and all that stuff, but there was a lot more.
It was still fairly third worldy, but not really.
Like it felt simple. Like there wasn't, because a lot of my cousins and family, they were kind of relaxed and kicked back, and I kind of just like the more time I spent with them, I was like my like American like let's go kind of thing. I was like I had to like be a part of it because I had no control of how I get anywhere. I didn't know what we were gonna do. So like, it was just nice to like kind of adapt how things were. So yeah, I definitely
Because
think
even when you're like here, it's like New York and LA are two completely different. Like not like even Jersey's a completely different like quote unquote culture
yeah,
or whatever. And like me and you in New York, we're always going somewhere.
yeah,
We're always walking. It's like let's go,
yeah,
pick up the pace, let's go.
yeah.
And in LA, we're sitting in traffic, so we have to wait
We're just holding hands, listen to music.
in traffic.
In traffic.
In traffic, just sitting there like.
Well, I mean, luckily, half the time, most of the time we went was like after traffic, which is like at night.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we wait. Yeah, we you have work to do, and I could technically just like hit up some of my friends and be like, "Hey, I'll Uber to you," but like, I want to take a nap. I prioritize my naps.
Yeah,
All my naps. If I'm on vacation, I'm on fucking vacation, motherfucker. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm not. So, what type of kid were you? Spoiled, rebellious, well behaved, quiet, obnoxious?
Are those the options?
Yeah. I mean, there's more. You can describe yourself a little bit more.
Okay.
It's just there were just examples of children.
I don't think I was. I mean, I don't think I was spoiled, but I definitely think I was rebellious and obnoxious. But I guess it depends on the age as well. Like little kid, I think I was a fairly decent student, but I also became a troublemaker once I got a temper and I started like people were like kind of bullying me in school, and I would get into trouble because they would tease me and I would fucking try to beat the shit out of them. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I guess kind of a troublemaker. I remember in 5th grade, I got really mad because the students were making fun of me, and then the teacher was just told me to stop. I was about to sock this kid. He was on the other side of the classroom. I was about to walk up to him and sock him, and then the teacher was like, "Everyone, get back to your seat." And then I was walking back. I pushed all the books off the teacher's desk.
Yep.
So, I was a little shit. Think about it.
Mm.
Oh God! In high school, I was similar. I mean, I still got good grades. I think, but then like mentally and emotionally, I was just like troubled. Yeah. So even throughout high school, I mean, I was kind of a troublemaker. But my mom also trusted me a lot. So,
Mm.
I mean, she allowed me to hang out until like 4 in the morning, and then
Must be nice.
yeah, and then she said like as long as you're doing good, as long as you're safe, all that stuff. So maybe I don't know. It was good getting that kind of trust, but it was also like I guess the part that was missing was the nurturing, like kind of taking care of that kind of guidance of
Mhm.
like that kind of development because
Yeah.
handling my anger and all that stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, little shit, I would say.
I mean, I definitely was a smart ass because I was not the smart one, but I was a smart one. But I was like kind of a stickler for the rules. But here's the thing, personally followed rules to the letter because I wanted the grades. I wanted to win.
You wanted to.
I
win.
wanted to be better than everybody. I wanted to lord it over everybody. You know why? Because nobody liked me and I didn't like them back. That was like,
But I like you.
I didn't go to school with you. Aggressive. And then there's that, and then came, the bullying phase. And I think, there was a couple times I kind of got physical with some of my bullies and I didn't get in trouble because I had connections. Anyway, I should have, but like I'll still get the occasional you can't react like that, they're just teasing you, the whole boys will be boys kind of thing, and
Oh God.
like you just need to put up with it. I'm just like, excuse me.
No.
Then there was this one time like this dude was like fucking just like annoying the shit out of me, and then this one other girl who I thought was my friend, like, I mean, she was just trying to be like, she was just being annoying, but like in a friendly way. But like, she didn't know what was happening to me before, so she literally went. I had a huge zit. Like this was the 5th grade, so I had a huge zit right here, like huge pustule right here.
Mhm.
And she was like, "What's that?" I literally like went and like pulled her hair. I was like, "Don't you fucking dare!"
Damn.
And then I was always labeled, and if I wasn't fighting, I was crying, and I was labeled the sensitive one or whatever. Like, you can't be too sensitive, and just because I cried because I was being relentlessly bullied at school, not at school, like everywhere. It's just like it's just being like mislabeled, and whatever I try to say is just like whatever. Nobody listens to me because and here's the thing, I was either labeled the smart one who can do everything or the dumb one who can't do anything.
Really?
So which one am I? It's like, I'll say something smart and it's just like, you're wrong. And then sometimes it's like, you do it then because you're so smart.
Oh God! Like
It's like, which one am I? Which one am I? Which one am I? Am I the smart one who can do it all, or am I the stupid one who can't do anything? So, and then, I kind of got pretty angry, but at the same time, like, I tried to weigh my options. It's like, do I really want to, push the envelope a little bit further and like maybe compromise my grades? No, I didn't. So what I did going into high school was essentially there were a couple girls that like would talk shit about me behind my back, and I knew about it.
Fuck 'em up.
I didn't fuck them up. I did not lay a hand on anyone at that school.
Oh,
did not.
your
I
minions.
fucked with their breads.
Their what?
I fucked with their breads. Their heads. Their breads.
The breads. I'm like,
I shat on their breads.
A little poison.
This is Nutella. No, I kind of fucked with their heads a little bit. Like some of them, like the whole freaking
Mind
retreat
games.
thing. When
okay.
I fucked with them, and that was just for fun for me. But there were a couple ones that really were talking shit about me behind my back, and they kind of like a lot, like that whole class that I was with was just like, I think it was like my sophomore year or my junior year or something, and they were like, they kind of had this pact that we were gonna let each other cheat off of each other. If somebody knew the answers to this, you have to give it to them. Oh. And the girl that was sitting next to me was like being hella fake to me the whole time, knowing this was math and motherfucker good at math, and she wasn't. So I was just like sitting there, but the thing is, like her grades are pretty stellar except for math. That was her Achilles heel. Essentially, I was writing the wrong answers in bigger letters because she said, "Hey, make your answers bigger," because I had tiny handwriting. And she's like, "Hey, make your answers bigger." I was like, "Sure." I would put the wrong answers, and I don't know why they never caught on to it because I wrote the wrong answers in pencil when we were supposed to use pens.
Oh my god!
But the thing is, when we all, everybody used pencil initially, and then we go back and check our work, and then be like, "Oh shit." And then write the final answer in pen.
Did she not bother to check, like that you were writing what you were writing in pen?
Well, it was multiple choice.
Oh.
Well, the parts that were multiple choice.
Get wrecked.
Some of those they were multiple choice. So I was just like, like sitting there, and I had my other sheet of paper, my blank sheet of paper, as like my, where I did all my work.
Yeah.
And then we have to attach that to the test. We have to attach that to the test anyway, because show work, it's math.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like doing all the work on there, and then I'll put the final answer on the test paper essentially. So I'll put it in big letters like A, B, or whatever. And I'm still doing the math. And I'm like, is this bitch really not doing the math? And the thing is, if she figured it out, then she'll switch gears, and then, she'll get the right answers anyway. But since she wasn't doing the math the whole time, like she got a lot of those answers wrong because she just decided, oh, Max will handle it. But I'm like, but I didn't show her all my math. Like I literally, like, it was out of her view. I was doing this. Like I was like doing this, like my math was here. So I was doing this. My arm covered it. Yeah. And like my hair covered it. But what wasn't covered were that left margin of the paper where the answers were. So I was just like, I literally put it out there, like big letters A, even though the answer's C or whatever.
Yeah, get wrecked.
And then the thing is, like, I erased the big letters, and then I made my final answers in small. And then, because on my test paper, I also have the letter that corresponds to for, like, the correct answer. So I just go, like, so let's say it's like X equals whatever, and then I'll, like, mark a little thing on it that says C. So, like, I'll go back and change it up and, like, C.
Damn. What would they say? What would they say to you after they get their grades?
They can't say anything.
Like because
I will snitch. I will snitch.
Oh, damn.
They knew it. They knew it. They knew I would snitch.
Damn.
They fucking knew I would snitch. So because it was math, and it was math. It was like it was my favorite class, and like being the math teacher, math teacher was my favorite teacher. So I would literally just like talk to my teacher like whenever, and just be like, oh shit, she's close to teacher. Fuck. So I will snitch. I will fucking snitch. And I won't just be like, teacher, she's cheating. I'll just be like, just like out in the hallway and just strike up a cute little conversation. And she was also the moderator for the dance club. So I'm just like, oh yeah, so for dance club, and also by the way, during the test, so and so was copying
these
off of
motherfuckers.
You know how she got all those answers wrong, and you're like, I can't believe she got it wrong.
Yeah,
because I gave her those answers.
Dang,
and that's how I knew.
So they never come to you and they're like, hey, what? I thought we were cool. I thought you had my back on that. They never did that.
They can't.
Damn. It's like, what you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, end of the day, we'll still have each other's back in a way. When it comes to it, that was just my little form of revenge because that bitch was fake.
Oh,
I mean, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. I stopped hitting people. I don't hit girls every now and but I will fuck with you in one way or another. You will. I'll be like, I will make you wish I should have just punched you.
What would you do if one day you woke up and every person was gone without a trace?
Oh shit!
Now we're going off the deep end now, people.
Oh shit! Here we go.
What would you do if one day you woke up and everyone was just gone without a trace?
Literally everyone?
Like
last
everyone?
Person on Earth?
Yeah.
Last person on Earth?
I guess.
Have fun. unlimited resources. Well,
Yeah,
kind of unlimited
kind-
resources.
Yeah, unlimited resources for one person to enjoy for a lifetime.
Almost
Enough resources.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean, I can try to learn how to fly a plane and go wherever the fuck I want.
yeah.
It would suck to be the only person left and be stuck in New Jersey. No place to go, but hey, cars are a thing. I can just grab somebody's car. I'll just grab somebody's car, gas it up, and I mean, there's
learn to drive.
there's no cops, so I'll just go.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody's really policing the way I'm driving, so I can drive however the fuck I want. There's nobody else on the road, and if if gas runs out on that car, maybe I'll gas it up, or I'll find a new one.
Yeah.
Go into somebody's home, grab them keys. I'm assuming their possessions stayed on Earth, so I'll just go to somebody's house, grab a key, rinse, repeat, gas it up too. I don't care. Grab a credit card here and there. Have fun. What would you do?
I don't know. I would be freaked out because I would be like, "Where the fuck is my son?"
Oh well, yeah.
So like, but then again, I'm like, everyone's gone, so I'm like, okay, everything is sus.
That's what it means. I mean, yeah. While I'm out and about, I'm like, okay, what the fuck happened? But at the same time, have fun.
I think I would do the same. Like if I realized like everyone's gone, I would assume like I would be sad. Obviously, Jordan's
Yeah.
gone, but I would at the same time like I would have the weird
The world to yourself.
like I would rationalize it like okay, at least he's with his mom, like I guess in a quote unquote better place.
Mm-hmm.
So and then
Wherever it is.
yeah, whatever it is, like, and then I would be like, okay, cool. I guess I can enjoy myself here. I'm pretty sure Jordan would want me to continue living my life, so I would enjoy myself for a bit, I think. But the
Existential crisis
like
will settle
yeah,
in.
yeah, I feel like what's the point? What everything I'm doing now, like if there's nothing to live for, like I can probably have like probably just sneak my way into a nice ass fucking house in Malibu, but it's no point in enjoying it if I have no one to enjoy it with.
That's true.
So it's like, but there's things I would probably enjoy, like I don't know, fucking just blowing shit up for fun, like with no consequence.
Break into a military base.
Yeah, just like.
Well, you can't
how
really
things
break into
happen.
anything when there's nobody there.
Yeah, that's true.
Walk right in.
Yeah, fuck. What else would I do? I mean, it's not much. I just like playing video games. I would make videos, but the thing is, a lot of the things for making videos is the end result to make some income that supports.
Yeah, who's gonna pay?
And then, but at the same time,
Who's gonna pay to see your shit?
Who's gonna watch it?
Who's gonna watch and pay to see it?
So it's like, so it kind of defeats like a lot of my purpose. I'd enjoy it, the fun part, but then I would get sad. That's for sure, because I'd be like,
I'll definitely cry myself to sleep at night.
like, because because that loneliness gets real. Because like shit, I'd be sad.
I'll definitely cry myself to sleep at night, but wake up in the morning feeling like P Diddy.
Yeah, I'd be sad.
Waking up at P Diddy's house because he ain't there anymore.
I know. Yeah, it's just like you wake up in his fucking bedroom and there's a huge ass portrait of P Diddy.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P Diddy. Got my glasses. I'm out the door. If your mind were an island, what would it look like?
Whoa.
Your brain. If your
was
mind were an island, what would it look like?
It would look like the ocean.
Just the ocean, no island.
Because it's so deep. No. I don't know. Like, I guess it's
would be
up in interpretation.
Yeah, but you can explain it. That's why. Like what would it look like and why?
I don't know about a shape, but I know what would be on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there would definitely be like one region would be like technology, and the other region would be magic.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Robots and magic.
Yeah, kind of like I can see like I'm imagining it looking over the cliffs. There's fucking unicorns and rainbows and rain, and then I look at the other side where it's like I think it's a part of my psychology where when it's like where it's very structured and kind of cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see like two different parts of the island. So
mine would look like basically Singapore.
What does that look like? Like the actual island, or the actual like the geography
kind of
it, or the people?
I mean, the shape or whatever. There's no people, obviously, but just there's like all the beautiful sights, the buildings, and all that shit.
That is gorgeous.
Like all this like gorgeous shit going on, and then there's the hawker markets for the food because food is. I think about food a lot.
Goddamn.
I think about food a lot.
Think of
And the
food a
thing is,
lot.
when you have the rich, you have the poor. And that is where my depression sets in.
Wow,
That's
that
where-
is a fantastic
That is
explanation.
that is where my anxiety and depression settle in. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor. Yo ass is eating at a hawker market anyway.
So everyone's gonna
so
be
the-
at.
Everybody just mingles, and that's how it is. My depression, anxiety, and everything else just kind of gets sprinkled into my everyday life, and I can't escape it. There is no escape.
Okay, that's a good question. Holy shit!
Okay.
When looking for a significant other, what 3 things are most important besides looks?
Oh. Definitely intelligence, because I need to know if I can have an intelligent conversation with them. Because, you could be funny and stupid, and I'll find it hilarious for a while. And it's like, when it comes down to having a real conversation, it's just like, and then you still keep telling me like stupid shit. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Let's talk about science. Let's talk about space.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about let's talk about what's gonna happen in the future, like for real, not like a fucking, not like a video game. Like, oh, I want it to look like GTA. And the thing,
Cyberpunk.
yeah, I would love to talk about that too. Here's the thing, and you can be you can be a super nerd, but like you gotta have a sense of humor. Like, if you
That's true.
cannot get me to laugh, if you cannot get me to laugh, if you can get me to roll my eyes at you only half the time that I normally do with people that I don't like.
I love you.
Love you. I do it involuntarily, so whatever. If you can get me to reduce the amount of eye rolling that I do at you, then yeah, you could probably have a good shot, but you gotta have them brains, bro.
All right, that's one.
I know. Brains, sense of humor.
Oh, 2, yeah.
Oh, you gotta like food. Like, you don't have to know, well, you also have to know how to cook. Like, you don't have to experiment with 15 different recipes every day, but I just need to know if you can feed yourself.
I was about to say,
if
oh
you
shit,
can-
okay, I guess we're breaking up now.
No, you can at least cook chicken. You can at least cook chicken. You don't burn water.
What?
Yeah, exactly. You can't burn water, so you're good. But I have seen people who don't even know how to turn a stove on.
Oh wow. That's
So
a privileged life, yes.
and I can't with that. There's well, we're gonna have these, if you stay with me, we're gonna be taken care of. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to be taken care of. In a sense, I want to have a quote unquote easy life, but I want to be comfortable, but
Yeah,
I don't want to be taken care of.
I'll take care of you.
I still want to cook my own meals.
Oh,
Let me cook my own fucking meals, because I don't trust anybody. You'll probably poison me, or
It's a
worse, under season it. Whew.
little salt.
It's and then I watch you make food, and the recipe calls for 4 cloves of garlic. You only put 2. Don't ever under garlic my dishes. But yeah, that's it, I guess.
Love you.
And then the rest of it is, whatever I feel like at the moment. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Okay. When looking for a shout out, 3 things that are most important to me.
Wait, you haven't answered that question.
Oh no, yeah. SO shout out. Instagram shout out,
Fuck
right?
you. Fuck you.
Looking for a significant other. Yeah, definitely in some sort of intelligence, because I've been on plenty of dates, and I've
Were
dated.
they dull?
Yeah, and where it was dull, or where I dated some very, I say, attractive women, but I'm like, fuck, this is boring as shit.
What do they talk about?
I don't remember. That's how
Exactly.
So that's why I'm like, what the? I felt like I was dying inside, just hanging out with them.
Yeah, it feels like
just
hang out with dull people.
Yeah, and I guess for some people that
I'm sure
they look for the looks.
There's somebody for everybody.
But nonetheless, I think they're beautiful people. they're great, but it just like and the
Not for you.
yeah, it just didn't mesh well. Yeah, so and I can carry a conversation, and if it's hard for me, I'm like something about the spark, so to speak, or
Yeah.
chemistry has to be there.
There is none.
Yeah. Okay. The other one is significant other. I think empathetic
Hmm.
is a huge one. I don't know, because I don't know. We got to be able to meet each other where we're at.
Well, yeah.
We're two different people, essentially, to be able to be understanding of like, which is what I love about you. Like you get like that I work a lot, and I really appreciate you being patient with me whenever I'm like in my mode. But yeah, and essentially for those of you guys listening, like this podcast is a great excuse for us to really just spend quality time with each other. And then you guys happen to just be a part
Hang
of
out.
this, like are you guys just the fly on the wall listening to our conversation
And rolling your eyes at us. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
The other half of my personality also is rolling her eyes.
The other half.
The other half of my personality is just like, ugh.
Yeah, like
But he's right.
so definitely the empathetic and obedient. Yes, to listen. I'm just kidding. I'm glad this is a video podcast. Oh my god. That's the cold open right there. I guess the third one. Huh. Okay, there's the intelligence, empathetic.
Is
I guess
there a third one?
I guess another one's like open for feedback or to learn in the relationship. Because if it's one thing, also like from my past experiences, or even in some of the rom-coms I've watched, sometimes the things that you fall in love with end up being some of the things that you sometimes despise, or learn, or because I can be known as a goof off, and too much of one thing can be bad. But like adjusting to like how to being able to grow with a relationship, like things like I guess in the beginning of every relationship, not everyone knows of like what triggers you and all that stuff. So that part is like when it happens, how will you adjust? How like being able to adjust, and I guess quote unquote compromise, if that's the proper term. But
Yeah,
yeah,
in a sense.
Yeah, like empathy and having a growth mentality with the relationship, because some people try to. And one thing that I've started to really dislike is like, oh, we got to go back to the way things were, all that stuff, and like this is how we were in the beginning. The thing is, all that can't be, because they're there now, and you can't just rewind things.
I mean, if it was good in the beginning, you can make it good now, but like not the same way it was in the beginning.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, exactly. Like that's why. Like, so the thing is, like when we did in the beginning, we did love languages, and we like that kind of like helped out a lot. And then I think a huge part of that especially like what I love about us is like our way to communicate when we disagree, especially with that one time you're super pissed off at me.
And here's the thing. I barely let myself be pissed off at you.
So
I get more mad at myself when I start to feel the urge to be pissed off at you. It's like, why are you angry at him? Like, don't be like, it's just like, I'll sit there and like analyze my anger, and it's just like, you don't have a right to be angry right now. Stop it.
What are some things that I guess
there's just like, I wouldn't even say like disagreements. It's more like, again, like more misunderstandings. It's just like, like when there's where there's times that like you can't really like talk, you can't really like hang out, and there's days where the first like knee-jerk reaction was to get angry, and I'm like, why? Like, why are you mad? You're just mad because he said no to you. Why are you mad? Because he said no to you. Because you're sad right now. Be sad, not angry.
Okay.
But yeah, like that one time I actually let myself be like, I am pissed off.
Yeah, when you're like mad at me because I was being a chauvinist, essentially.
Yeah.
I'd say so, in a sense.
Yeah, in a sense. You weren't listening to my point of view as a woman. And you were just immediately dismissing it because that woman just so happens to be me. And it's like, but you're different. I'm like, I get it, but I'm still a woman, motherfucker. I know a lot of women.
I know a woman. Just one.
Like,
And-
don't claim to know how a woman would react if you don't have what we have, or if you don't identify as one.
Well, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just
Were
kidding.
you gonna actually me?
No,
you
no.
fedora wearing motherfucker. You gonna tip your fedora at me, my lady?
Ooh, I'll give you a different tip.
Nope.
Okay, your turn. I think that's it, right? Intelligence, empathy, and growth. Like
Growth.
grow, yeah.
Be a grower, not a shower.
Yeah, be a grower, not a shower.
Okay. A portal to another world opens in front of you. You don't know how long it'll stay open, if you'll be able to get back after you go through. What do you do?
Fuck. I wouldn't go. For me at this point in my life, I have a lot to
You
like.
have way too much hair.
I need to take care of. Yeah, I can't. It's just too risky. If I was like, I didn't have the responsibility of being a dad, I'd be like, let's go.
But I want to go. Here's the thing: I don't take many leaps of faith. But if a portal opens up to somewhere, I have played enough Dungeons and Dragons
I know it's one
to
of
know
those
that you
things.
go right into that and have a good time.
I mean,
But like, I can't take you with me.
yeah. I mean, if anything, you can go and I'll give you my camera and you vlog.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if I can come back.
That's the thing.
I don't know if
Oh.
I can come back. I don't know if I can
Or-
access a transdimensional device that'll
Or even,
allow us to communicate.
or if even like how time works the same way.
Exactly.
you might
If
be
maybe
gone.
I can come back. I come back and I'm freaking gray.
Yeah, it's
Or
like,
if I come back, I come back at a different point in time and I'm 13.
oh god, and I have to babysit you instead. No, actually,
No,
yeah,
I would
at least you have
I would hate
a
you.
second chance in life.
Mm,
If that happened.
I guess. But like, I still retain all my memories
Yeah, that'd
as
be
a
cool.
29-year-old. If this happened now, as a 29-year-old, I would
'Cause-
still retain all my memories as 29-year-old in a 13-year-old body.
Yeah, I would say you'd have a huge advantage because you'd know
That's true.
how to game everything.
I'll just start wearing masks like every day.
Yeah,
And then make it a trend so everybody just starts doing it and like, oh, look, COVID. Because there's some things I believe that there's some things in time that can't really be changed. Like, I think if you try to change this timeline, COVID would still happen. Because you can't change people. You can't change how people behave.
yeah. It's
Because the spread was due to human behavior. Because it was created in a lab or found in a bat or whatever the fuck.
yeah. I mean, it shows in the rest of the world too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially like how I guess the population reacts to it is.
And I'm still just me. Like, it's not like I came back and everyone's like, oh, she traveled back in time. Like, like the timeline just resets and I'm 13. But I still have all my memories as a 29-year-old. I'm still in the Philippines.
It'd be such an advantage,
I'm still in
man.
the Philippines.
So if you would say, so you would know about me in the coming future.
Yeah.
Would you try to hit me up?
Really not directly. I will probably walk past you a couple times and know I walked past you a couple times. And then I'll just like say hi. And then just keep saying hi until you remember my face. And then I'll still go along with the move. I'll
What?
still go along with the move
The move, like when I
to New Jersey. No. I'll still go along with the
Oh.
move to New Jersey.
And
And then I will find you myself on MySpace and hit you up. Not hit you up, but like, and add you. And then when you message me, do I know you? Because that's inevitable. That is a fixed point in time. And then we can just, keep going. And then I have a choice. Do I try to get you to date me? Or do I let you go, get engaged, have a child,
man, that would be a completely different.
and then wait till you come back? I have a choice then.
man.
That's where
wild.
that's where the timeline kind of splinters.
You wouldn't want to move. You wouldn't want to try to stay here and try to like see if anything happens.
Because I don't think you and I would have met I don't think you and I would have gotten to know each other the way we did had we not met that way.
Through MySpace.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
What if you just added me on MySpace while you were still here?
that could have been a thing, but
Because I got excited when you were in Burbank. I'm like,
that's true. And then you were like, oh.
Aww.
She's just attached to Burbank. That's why she never changed it.
Oh God.
But like the thing is, when I was still living in Burbank, not knowing I was gonna move here, I was like, I had no intention of making any more friends.
No new friends.
Like in Burbank or like at PCC, like around like Pasadena, I had no intention of just like making new friends. So if I had run into you, if I saw you on MySpace, I probably wouldn't add you. No, I probably wouldn't have added you.
That's assuming that you didn't have the same knowledge as the 29-year-old, right?
That's true.
So.
But now the 29-year-old me knows I have a choice. Either look you up on MySpace, because I knew exactly what your day one MySpace was at the time. There were so many little tags attached to it. There was like Chosen Few, Vision Paradox,
Christ,
ESUI.
Fucking A, dude.
Remember when you put tags in your like freaking username on MySpace?
Yeah.
And then mine was
just to rep.
Mine was like MXPD in Paradise, that was in support of my friend Bernardo's band at the time when Paradise Falls. So like them and like all the friends of the band would have their name, whatever chosen name is in Paradise.
Oh, that's what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, I would still go. Hopefully find my or in that in that alternate universe, I can find a way to get myself back. Who knows?
Dang, this is a movie.
I'm smart.
Okay, my turn. What's one thing one thing people believe about you that absolutely is not true?
What?
What's one thing? I think that's a question. What's one thing people believe about you that's absolutely not true? That you love your day job.
I think people tend to assume two things about me. Either that I'm easy to walk all over, or that I am just a straight up cold-hearted bitch with no heart. Cold-hearted bitch with no heart, but you know what I mean? Like complete heartless bitch, because I can be, but that's not always me.
That's exactly what I said to you when I was messaging you on MySpace. Behind that ice cold heart is a sweet princess. Something like that. Bam!
I puked.
Bam!
I puked. Ugh, whatever. You thought that was the one that worked?
I thought so. I thought that
that wasn't it.
I thought that broke the ice.
No, it didn't.
Trying to break the shield.
Yeah, I think people just, tend to assume like one of two things, like one of two kind of like extremes. It's either, oh, she's easy to fuck with, like, we can mess with her, we can bully her into doing this, we can, she's a yes man or whatever. But or, the other side of the coin which is, she don't give a shit about you, which is actually more than likely to be true, but not entirely true.
Yeah.
I always will have my defenses up.
In a sense.
I will always have my defenses up. So it's either, but here's the thing. When people say it's the quiet ones you got to watch out for, that's me. Like when I'm just like out and about, I'm essentially quiet. I keep to myself. I don't talk to other people. I don't strike up conversations with other people because I don't like other people. So, shut up. So people, and like even when there's like big discussions and I'm part of a group and I don't seem to say anything because I don't care enough to participate in a conversation, they think, oh, she doesn't have much of an opinion about anything. We can sway her, or we can we can like bully her into submission or whatever. And then I'm just like, no. I'm like, no. And then like a well-placed no when these people were expecting a yes is just
satisfying. I feel like that would be so satisfying.
I mean, that's part of my day job before COVID. No. All right, your turn.
For me, I think people think first impressions. But people think that's absolutely not true. I think part one is that I don't sleep. It makes it seem like I don't. Okay,
You sleep because your body tells you to,
that's when I sleep.
and you sometimes listen to it.
Yeah, but like I don't think
You don't sleep like a normal person.
I sleep minimum 6 to 7 hours.
Yeah, you actually sleep more than I do.
I think most people, most of the time, I sleep after you and then wake up before you.
But that's true.
But I think a lot of people think that I
Depends
sleep.
on how sad I am the night before.
So hanging out with me is sad. So I think a lot of people think
Oh, we don't fight?
people, but
I'm like, oh, we don't fight?
we never
Don't
fight.
get into disagreements. We don't fight. We're not a real couple.
But I mean, we do handle our disagreements fairly well, in my opinion.
After some tears coming from me. Because I'm an emotional bitch. That needs to stop.
I love you very much.
I mean, it needs to stop.
You can say it with pride, and it's a fact. I love you.
Continue.
Okay, anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think people think that I only sleep like an hour or two because sometimes I like message.
Micronaps.
Yeah, like I sometimes I message group text people like at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m.
Yeah, but
And,
that's still early for a millennial.
Yeah, so like that definitely that, and I guess in regards to first impressions, they think I'm an asshole. But
I mean,
a cold-hearted asshole, like I'm like I don't give a shit.
okay.
But like I'm an asshole in the sense of humor.
He's an asshole with a heart,
Yeah,
guys.
so, but not exactly, because I've been told I look intimidating. So,
See, it's a short one you gotta watch out for.
because like I have the like kind of like serious face.
Your furrowed brow.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's that. Like that I don't sleep, but I.
I
Sleep.
thought you were cool though. When I saw you on MySpace, I thought you were cool.
I thought you were a fucking bombshell.
You thought I was catfish.
I thought that's why I thought you were catfishing me. I was like, dang, this girl's gorgeous. Is she real? Is she like, is it not? Because I think I might have said that to you too. It was like,
yeah, you said, how do you know you're real?
Like how do I not know you're like not a 40-year-old man trying to trick me?
I forgot what I said, but I had you convinced apparently.
Yeah, so convinced that I made a trip out to New York. Made a trip to New York to try to get a job there, and then maybe even see you, which we did.
We did.
Yeah.
And then you didn't get the job, and I was just like,
Unfortunately.
Okay. Do you prefer to go off the beaten path when you travel?
Oh, that I'm supposed to answer. Do I prefer when I travel? I mean, half the time I travel, most of the time I travel, I don't have a plan.
True.
It's like, because I like, when I've gone, the places I've gone, there happens to be people I know there, and they just happen to take me, and I'm like, let's go. I don't know. And even all the times I've gone to New York with you, I've only been to Times Square once, which is a super touristy place. I've never hit up, aside from that, I've just always been with you. And we never really did like the other touristy stuff because I figured
we kind of did. We hit up like Union Square Park. Well, that was because we were waiting.
Yeah, like it's not like we went to.
Also, I was like planning. I was like, oh shit, where should we go?
It's not like we
Let's
went to
hang out here.
To the Statue of Liberty or all those other like super touristy stuff.
Not like the obvious, I guess. Oh, we're going to New York. Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna hit up Times Square. We're gonna hit up the Statue of Liberty. We're gonna hit up Central Park and.
Yeah, so like I was more.
Go see a Broadway show.
I was more interested to see like what places a local would go.
I'm not a local though.
Well, I mean, but you're fairly
just a
versed. You're fairly versed of the area, so
yeah, I guess yeah. Well, it's mostly because I try to escape the suburbs as much as I can.
Oh yeah, your place is it's literally a different world. Like yeah.
When we first moved here, I mean, it was at my aunt's house, obviously, because before we even got this house or the apartment before that. I was at my aunt's house, so when we had a New Year's Eve at.
Yeah.
So that's where we were staying, and like I could not sleep because it was so quiet.
Yeah, it's kind of loud where I'm at. So
I grew up in Manila. I lived in Burbank, and I didn't live in like the nice houses like in Burbank. I lived right on San Fernando, like close to a freeway entrance.
Main streets and everything. Yeah.
Close to a freeway entrance. Yeah. There was a gas station right there. There was a motel across the street. Like, like that. Like, what could be more urban than that?
Yeah.
And and I was like in Manila. I was I was still kind of like in like a kind of okay to do area, but like still like it's not peaceful and quiet all the time.
Mhm.
So it's just like I'm used to the sound of traffic. That's why when I'm there. Do you know how well I sleep when I'm over there?
Oh yeah, you knock the fuck
I
out
knock
here,
out
dude.
quick with
Yeah.
or without weed.
Yeah.
I'm just like, beep. I'm like,
Oh yeah. Like as you
like,
guys are hearing right now, there's like fucking cars passing right outside in front of my apartment. So yeah.
and I'm just like snoring
Yeah,
on the
like-
bed. It's like, it's comforting. That's my white noise.
Yeah.
That's my white noise. Yeah. What was the question? Is it my turn to answer the question?
Yeah.
I guess.
Is there your turn to answer the question?
Okay. I kind of do. I mean, the only traveling I have been doing is coming to LA to visit, and most of the time, I mean, we did Sky Space, like, all these like kind of touristy stuff that people want to do. I still want to do some of those touristy stuff
Yeah.
when I get back, and it's not like, but it's not like it's not like Hollywood and Vine. I already did that.
Yeah.
I already did that when we first moved there.
Yeah.
Already did that.
You
I
picked
got that out of the way.
the good food spots I've never heard of.
I got that out of the way, and then I, with the power of the internet and like word of mouth, I was just like
An Instagram.
and that's what I meant by word of mouth, Instagram. It's just like, oh my god, look at all this food that I want to eat. And and it helps that like I see a video how it's made. It's like, holy shit, okay, it's good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And there's all these like experiences that are maybe considered by locals as touristy, but like not in the big touristy sense. Like again, not like the Walk of Fame, not looking for the Hollywood sign, not like the hike that you guys did. That was like technically off the beaten path in a way, because the trail you took wasn't the trail you were supposed to be at anyway.
Yeah. I almost got in trouble with the police.
But yeah, like I still try to do like even when I was, my family and I would like do all these like family trips or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We'll still try to do like this touristy stuff. Like we used to go to DC a lot. We'd do like the museums, and we'd be like in DC. But like looking for food, we're not even like in the main thing of like DC. We're not gonna eat like, I'm like, the first recommendation that you find off Google. That's not it. Like there was this one place in DC called Ben's Chili. Technically a huge establishment. Freaking Barack Obama went there when he was president. It's a DC legend, but like not everyone thinks of that when they want to go to DC. Like most of the time, like all the off the beaten path things that my family and I do, it's mostly food, because like we just look for like the best local thing.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially like how I am with you when going to the East Coast. You take me to all these dope local spots, and then same here when you come here. I take you to not exactly food. You discover the food.
You take me to the best local food spots that I find.
Yeah, then after that, I take you to dance spots with my friends.
Yeah, like all
So,
the stuff that I would not know how to look for in the first place.
Yeah, it's really hard.
And that's not touristy in one bit. Like that shit is underground.
Yeah.
You need to know somebody.
Yeah, you need to know people to
One of those. You need to know people who know people.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of like
that's about as exclusive as Club 33, but like Club 33 involves money.
Yeah, this one is like
it involves connections.
The federal is like, as long as we're there early, we don't gotta pay.
Oh well, yeah.
And
I can't believe the time we were there was considered early.
Yeah. Then if you were here in the summer, we would go to. I would love taking you to Sunday sessions, which is
at Grand.
At Grand, and we just get like the drinking pass and just hang out, and then the dances are obviously there. So anything with dance related, I always take you.
Yeah, I don't get that here, so it's an experience I would love to keep having, because I'm just like, I've been so far detached from dance for way too long.
Yeah, and then my friends love you, so they'd be like, it's one hell of a fucking time with my friends too. Like,
yeah, wake up a couple hangovers here and there.
Oh yeah, like the federal was fun. Then we go to
I didn't
Liz's
get a hangover
house.
then, but like Liz's house after a class where I nearly passed out. BJ, thank you.
Yeah, that was great. So yeah, so then soon enough you'll be performing on stage with us.
Says who?
Says
who?
So it says Your boss friend? Okay. Was that your question or mine?
Square up. No, that was your question. Now it's my turn to
Okay.
ask a question. What technology from a science fiction movie would you most like to have?
AR. Fucking technology editing from like Iron Man. The fact that
the
it's like
Minority Report type of shit.
because I want to be able to edit like everything quickly like that. Like,
Minority
'cause
Report.
right now it's like so limiting, just a click.
A
It'd be
click,
cool
a
to-
click, and a button
Yeah,
here.
right now even though with the mouse you gave me, it's much faster. But even like in my head, and
You just want to be able to like grab it, and I mean,
I just
technically you
want
can
to
do that
grab
with
it,
a
put it in the
touch
timeline.
screen.
Boom,
Yeah.
bah, boom,
You
bah.
technically put it in a touchscreen, but you can just literally have like a whole thing of files and go put that here,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
and then the rest of it is
just like how fast I feel like I
and
would
then
be
have
editing.
Jarvis be like,
Yeah,
color
that's-
grade the whole thing,
That's what I would fucking love. Like
color
yeah.
crack and color grade.
Yeah, fucking
Thanks, Jarvis.
Wes Anderson this shit. Yeah, what about you?
The TARDIS from Doctor Who.
Oh man.
I just want to travel space and time. Okay, for
That'd
anyone
be
that
cool.
doesn't know, the TARDIS stands for TRDIS, time and dimension in space. TARDIS, time and dimension in space. Time and whatever, TARDIS. Time and relative dimensions in space. There you go. And canonically, it looks like a blue police box that was in the olden days in the UK. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's essentially a time machine and a spaceship.
Yeah.
I have a tattoo with a TARDIS on it, and I can't show it because it's in a bikini area. And shut up.
I've seen it.
Shut the fuck up. And it says rewrite time at the bottom, and like there's a lot of lines there that's it's contradicting. It says like you can't rewrite time, but at the same time you can rewrite time. There's just fixed points in time that you can't rewrite. I was talking about that like earlier
Yeah.
with me coming back as a 13-year-old with the memories of a 29-year-old me. So yeah, like I want to do that. I'm very interested in the concept of time traveling
Yeah.
and what it can do to history, and what are some of the precautions I need to take if I do end up time traveling, and if I say or change anything that might change the course of time for the worse.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole butterfly effect and everything.
Yeah. And also, like, I like really love those games that involve that. There's a game called Life is Strange. There was something
Oh really?
like that. Yeah.
I know you were playing that. I know you played both episodes. So
I mean, I was playing Stranger Things. I was playing Life is Strange 2, but the Life is Strange 1 is definitely the one that has time traveling, because the main character Max, has these powers.
if everything
Everything.
was quantified, what life stats would you like to see for yourself?
Oh, D&D. Attack, defense, mana. Okay, I'm gonna look up the true technical meaning of Arcana. Okay, Arcana. So like Arcana, it's knowing secrets and mysteries. So like if I have my Arcana is high, if there's an object that's far away and I'll look into it, I'll know exactly what it is.
Wow.
What powers it holds.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah. So attack, defense, mana, Arcana. That's what I want. What about you?
What stats would I like to see for myself?
Mhm.
I don't know if there's a stats. I mean, obviously attack and defense,
In the
speed,
battle. That's what you're looking for, agility.
agility. I guess intelligence.
Okay.
How that measures
Arcana.
up.
Arcana. Or wisdom.
Oh, wisdom.
Wisdom.
And I guess like a meter of like
Stealth. I'm kidding.
like a meter of like I think it was similar to what was that one game? Shit, if you can choose either to be good or bad and it shows the meter.
Oh, so your alignment?
Yeah.
You want to choose your alignment and you want that to show up where your alignment's at?
Yeah.
I would not want my alignment to be shown.
Why? You
Nobody
you,
needs to know.
you
Nobody needs to know that.
I mean, no one needs.
Nobody needs to know that.
I would just be curious, like our work, because then it would be. I feel like I would get like a the feedback. Like, is it
Because it's a
selfish?
test.
Yeah,
For me, it's a test.
I'd like to see something definitive. Like it's one of those
Because
things.
I want because
am I
people
doing the
can
right
use it.
thing?
People are gonna try to use it against me if they think if they think I'm one way or another.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. All right. You got the last question.
Okay, if you opened a restaurant, what kind of food would you serve?
Chicken.
You don't have to cook it. You don't have to cook it.
What would I
You
serve?
just have to come up with a concept, help out with the recipes.
help
Not
out with
like
the
help out with
recipes.
the, not help out with the recipes, but like just be like, I want like a chicken dish that's like this, and you'll probably hire a really good chef.
I mean, I would like the fucking I guess to be able to consume the food that I love eating, like pizza, chicken, and all that stuff. But like, it sounds like it's already there, but like healthier
Chuck E.
options.
Cheese.
But like healthier options because it's like for the health conscious people like me. Like I can't be eating pizza all the time because it's going to be fucking me up in the long run, especially.
So like you would have like pizza like dishes that are it's essentially flatbread.
Yeah.
But like maybe in a smaller portion and less cheese or like a lower fat cheese or
I think I'm locking myself too much down to food.
or like cauliflower crust instead of flour based one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm locking too much down. I'm thinking about the experience of the place. Now that you're talking about, you mentioned Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. So you want a Dave and Buster's kind of deal?
In a sense, yeah. I would definitely like to have a.
I mean, the question's about the food.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, definitely.
But whatever, go for it anyway.
Yeah, I'd like
because a restaurant's not just about the food.
Yeah, like definitely have like. I would like to have a restaurant that all later comes a nightclub, but the kitchen closes when the fucking bars close as well. Because I know at 12, some of the kitchen closes at 12, and then
the bar just keeps open. Yeah.
So it'd be nice to be able to keep that going, like especially since I think food would help people probably like sober up. True. And then because after drinking, people
or keep a limited menu, like keep the bar menu available.
Yeah, because if anything,
as opposed to the full restaurant menu.
Yeah, most people like look for places to eat. Sometimes that involves driving, so I feel like that would be like keep them here, have them sober up a little bit. Man, all that stuff.
You're shelling out a lot of money for kitchen staff that's willing to work that late.
I know that's so late.
I know a lot of people that are kitchen staff, and they're like, "Is it 12 o'clock? We out."
So, but food definitely like I guess, giving the alternative meat choices. Okay. I've had the Impossible Burger. It's pretty good.
But the thing is, like that doesn't necessarily mean healthier, but it's an option.
Oh, fair point.
Yeah, I wouldn't like. Here's the thing: like when people say like something's vegetarian or vegan, they automatically assume it's healthier. If you
French fries,
if you give me a cut of steak, like a small like chunk of steak and like an Oreo, technically, which one's full of sugar? The Oreo. Yeah. You get pure protein in the steak. But
yeah, definitely aim for healthier options. I guess not alternative, but healthier options for
healthier ways of healthier preparations. It's actually all in the how it's prepared, how it's cooked. And it's not just a kind of meat. It's not just a kind of vegetable. It's not just because it's meat or it's vegetables. Like, I can tempura fry like a fucking vegetable. Yeah. Is that healthy? No. Nope. It's still deep fried.
Sounds good though. I'm gonna finish my tocino after this. So. Yeah, I mean that's like me because I don't know much about food, so I'm like the worst person to ask about this.
Well, that's why you're gonna hire a chef and y'all gonna talk about it.
I'm like that food stuff, get it. You.
Me. Ooh, here we go. Because I love food.
She already has a concept ready. She pulls a PowerPoint presentation.
So anyway, no. I don't want to do Asian fusion just because people tend to shy away from it because it's normally bad.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. Because, I mean, there's a lot of restaurants that are like, it's Asian fusion. And then it's like literally just like a sashimi dish here and there. And then like they'll add soy, yuzu, and ginger and garlic to something and call it Asian.
Asian fusion, isn't it?
That's an Asian fusion done right. But like these like fancy Asian fusion places, no. I still want to have. I want to have a diverse menu. I wouldn't go fusion. I would go at. I would do an eat around the world ish, eat around America
Ooh,
ish,
that sounds
kind
fun.
of deal. I would go eat around America actually, because I mean, if you're thinking, here's the thing: when someone tells me where to find the best Korean food, Korean barbecue, and all that,
Mm.
brain automatically goes to Los Angeles.
Mm.
Same with Mexican food. Brain automatically goes to Los Angeles or Texas. And then, then you get your Cajun food, and then you get all the Southern goodness, your your grits and gravy.
Ah,
Shout out to the,
shouts out to Grits and Gravy Dance Crew.
the sausage and gravy, the shrimp and grits, chicken and grits for the ones that are allergic to shrimp.
My shit's like, I'm starting to fucking salivate, man. I'm hungry.
Because I just love food, man. And and it's some of it is going to be prepared the quote unquote traditional way, the way it's supposed to be. Some of it's going to be prepared in a slightly elevated way, because like some of it's a little ugly looking, like freaking sausage and biscuits. It's literally just a white thing with like sausages
That's
on
true.
covering a biscuit. Like
Yep.
we need to step up how it looks like if I'm going to charge that much for it. But, it's I never want people to come in and be like, oh, I could have done this myself.
That's a bad thing.
And the thing is, like, there's
Interesting
people like
there.
me that actually could have done this herself. And there's
Uh-huh.
like, like I don't want someone who's not me, like you're like a you to go in and be like, oh, I can do this. I could have done this.
That's like the ultimate insult.
That's
Because I'm like a Joe Schmo.
And like, if a Gordon Ramsay came in and said, yeah, I could have done this, I'm like, yeah, of course, you're fucking Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
But like, someone like Joe Schmo off the street could have just been like, oh, I could have done this better. And then you'd actually believe it. And it's just like, oh shit, you're right. But also like, I don't want people to come in and be like, oh, I could have done this better, or I could have done this at home, or I should have just stayed home and made this myself. If I were just going to come and pay this much for the same thing I can make at home. Knowing that I have that mentality, then, then we need to step a pussy up a little bit. Like, we need to, like, again, if something looks, homemade, looks gross, I mean, make it look prettier. How? I'll figure it out. But yeah, like, but like I keep the flavor profiles, elevate the recipe, keep the flavor profile. Like there's a lot of things going on right now with Filipino food. And Filipino food's like doing this huge boom, especially like around New York during the pandemic, because there's a lot of Filipino restaurants
okay.
and like pop-ups that are of Filipino food that are just like taking over like New York, especially when the weather was warm. And it was like, I would like to be a part of that movement, like presenting Filipino food as not as something other than just brown slop on rice, which first of all, it is delicious brown slop on rice.
We're talking about adobo. What are you talking about? Which food? Everything?
Exactly. Adobo, paksiw.
Yeah, I was about to say there's so many things you mix.
I mean, depending on the region in the Philippines, the dishes look different. Like adobo, like around like the way my mom technically makes it at home, has achuete, or achiote or whatever. So it's actually red and a little drier. In places like Manila and probably in Cavite, the way they make adobo is very heavily sauced with the soy sauce and the vinegar and everything. I mean, the soy sauce, vinegar, bay leaves,
so good,
and peppercorns and garlic. That is like the base for the Filipino adobo. But like, and then each region just kind of takes it somewhere else. So I want to do that. I want to do adobo 3 ways.
Adobo
like,
3 ways.
Like chicken pork adobo 3 ways. Shut the fuck up. Or I don't know. Well, you can't really elevate sisig anymore, man. It's just beautiful and it's perfect. Just don't tell anybody what's in there. I want people to eat dinuguan. I want people to eat balot. Like, I mean, you can't make balot any prettier. Like, but I want people to eat it. It's gonna be a challenge.
It's gonna be a challenge. So good.
I'm gonna make balot a challenge, just because I learned that because I had to challenge you to eat it. You wouldn't have eaten it. Well, there's some people that are like, yeah, I'll fucking eat it. Yeah. But like, there's other people that like won't eat it, and I'll dangle a carrot in front of them. It's like, hey, you eat this, we'll comp your next 2 drinks.
Oh, clever.
I mean, you got to pay for the balut, but
Yeah.
it's 2 free drinks. Any drink. It could be the most expensive cocktail, top shelf. I don't care. No restrictions on the kind of drink.
Kind of
But eat the balut.
I feel like people would definitely take advantage of
Dangle
that
this
deal.
carrot. Uh-huh. And then more people will eat it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll just.
Don't.
Oh, and the ones that still refuse get their picture taken and put on the wall of shame.
Yeah. I'll be on that.
Wall of shame. Wall of shame. And it's gonna be called Weenie Hut Juniors. Super Weenie Hut Juniors.
I've done it once already, so
You'll be the first picture on there. Super Weenie Hut Juniors.
YouTubers, if you anyone who's on YouTube watching this and have made it this far in the podcast, don't cancel me because I don't like eating balut.
But yeah, like I would kind of do a world tour or like a tour of America or whatever. Like, serve like if serve Loco Moco for brunch.
What?
Loco Moco. Like the stuff we ate at that Hawaiian place in Vegas.
Oh, yo, that shit was fucking good. Man, your family just knows food, man.
Uh-huh.
Your cousin saved me like when I was hangry and I lost my wallet.
Oh yeah, and she took you to a good place. She didn't just take you to like any like Joe Schmo kind of place.
Yeah, that shit was bomb. I felt so calm and relaxed after. I'm like, all right, we're gonna find our wallet.
She knew too. She's like, you gotta eat first.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my girl.
She was clutch, man.
I didn't have to tell her anything, and I just found out when you were like, left my wallet, found Yvette.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. All right, so that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Awkard Tea Party of answering random questions. It has returned, and yeah, the next 2 weeks we already have some episodes ready for you guys, so we're excited for that. And hope you guys on YouTube are enjoying the not live, but the videos of the podcast. If you guys want more of it, hit like, comment down below, let us know. And if you guys are wondering, who is responsible for getting some of these K-pop videos out fast on certain ones, she's the one. So she gets girlfriend priority overall with these requests. Though sometimes it does take a while because it took me a while to get to Mamamoo.
That's true. But unless you're a patron.
Unless you're a patron and
then your request gets
priority. Yeah, there's a tier on there to become a priority, to get priority.
I also paid for that tier, just so you know.
So, yeah. Motherfucker. Also, at the time of this recording, we're also gonna be. We still have like less than 2 weeks, less than 3 weeks left for the Kickstarter. I would love, like, for my Christmas thing for this to be funded. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna probably, after this recording and Max is asleep, I might do.
You want to tell them what I'm doing?
I might be. I'll get to that. I might be doing a surprise stream of doing reaction videos because I might be filming tonight. And not only that, those who donate, what is it, at least $200?
No, not at least $200. Like if they donate any amount, I will double it up to $200.
There you go.
Max of $200. If you go $1,000, I will not donate $2,000. Thank you, but I can't match that. Max
will match it, so we're about 35%. I think it's a huge jump, but I'm hoping this community comes together and makes it happen. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So you can DM Emeroy, DM me, DM the Temper Tantrum page.
Yep.
I will get to that.
DM
but
one of us.
I will not match a damn thing unless it's sent to me.
Yep. And then so. Let's make it happen.
That's my birthday present.
And also,
that's what I want for my birthday.
And for the YouTube people, if you do make this happen, I'll do an entire month of reaction videos straight. That's gonna be a lot of videos. I feel like that would blow up the channel, but also people are gonna love it, and it's just like I just feel like it could be a great win for everyone. So that's it. Everything we just said is going to be in the description down below, whether you're on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, or wherever you're listening to this. But other than that, we appreciate you guys for listening. We'll see you guys in the next upcoming episodes. And we appreciate you. Have a safe New Year. Wear your masks. Safe New Year. Safe Christmas and New Year. Wear your masks. Take care of each other. And we'll see you in the next episode. Wash your hands and hug your loved ones. See you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Beep. Beep.
That's the signature right there.